A warm welcome to today's video. Today we will cover the repugnant conclusion for philosophy A-level. Now this is not on the specification, but due to how strong the criticism is, it will help you get the top marks. And that's because by using it, you'll include a criticism that most students won't know. And given its strength, you'll also present a really convincing argument. Now, the argument comes from this guy. When I see any picture of philosophers, I'm always surprised at how much like philosophers they look. You know, every single one just looks like such a philosopher. This is Derek Parfit. This was proposed in 1984, in his book Reasons and Persons. And the criticism is quite simple. There's actually not many things that you need to understand for this. We'll start here. Now, we get to a position, I'll show you here as well. We managed to get to this position. And this is just a graph that shows something very simple. All that it shows is A here, A is a small population with a high quality of life. These all live lives worth living, desirable lives. They're satisfied, they're happy, they're fulfilled, they've got all their basic hierarchy of needs covered. This is a nice place to live. Now, population Z, on the other hand, has a very low quality of life. But, as the image says, the population is much larger than A. And the repugnant conclusion is very simple. All it's saying is Z is better than A. So population Z is much better than population A, despite barely having lives worth living, despite barely having a quality of life at all. Because of the number of people, Z is better than A. And that's it. That's really the criticism. But how do we get here? So here, if I use this red pen, you see that imagine one red mark is going to be one pleasure point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pleasure points here. Population Z. Despite having much lower quality of life, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pleasure points. And so the quantitative utilitarianism is committed to the position that because population Z has 8 pleasure points, understand that that's just a completely arbitrary thing that I've just chosen there to demonstrate the point. Population Z has to be the most desired society because it has more pleasure. Remember, what Bentham's position is that all pleasure is equal. And so it doesn't matter if everyone has a really low quality of life, as long as there's more people, then population Z with 8 pleasure points is better than the 6 pleasure points of population A. Now we can also understand this in this image here. This is also how we get to this position. So you see that population A, now population A, let's just suppose, has 6 pleasure points again. Okay, so population A has 6 pleasure points. So this is a good society with a high quality of life. Population A plus has the same 6 pleasure points here, but it also has another section of society, maybe because of discrimination or segregation or whatever it is. This population still has a reasonable quality of life, but it does have a worse quality of life. Maybe this is an elderly population or something. So A plus is naturally better, or at least not worse than A, because it has 6 pleasure points, but it also has this additional 4 pleasure points. B, although its overall happiness, its overall pleasure is less, it has an equal society. And so where this has 6 here and this has 4 here, B has 11, because it has this and a bit more. It has the equality as well. And what you can do is you just follow this line of reasoning down to a place where you get population Z with 8 points of pleasure. Extremely low overall pleasure. Lives, as I've said, barely worth living. But the quantitative utilitarianism is committed to saying that population Z is better. It's more desirable. And that, very simply, is the repugnant conclusion. Thank you for watching.